Today on the podcast, it's part 2 of our 2017 year in review. This is the Kansas City Podcast. Welcome to the Kansas City Podcast. I'm Cole Lindbergh, your host with the most. Just got diagnosed. Many of you know me as the host of the Kansas City Podcast, and if not, well, it's nice to meet you. Welcome to part 2 of our 2017 year in review, and today it's all about the KC quiz. Now, if you haven't listened to part 1 of our 2017 year in review, I tell you, just go check it out. Give it a listen. And if you did listen and you're here for part 2, welcome back. I appreciate that. If you are a new listener to the show and you're like, hey, I kind of like part 1. I'm going to check out part 2. Hey, that's pretty cool, bro. Thanks, bro. So welcome back. Now, before we get into the KC quiz portion of today, there is one small change I am announcing now to the show that will be happening going forward. Now, many longtime listeners know that I start each episode a certain way, and it is with great sadness that I announce today that today's episode is the last time I will rhyme at the beginning. You see, I had this big idea long ago. I said each week I'd say host with the most and then something to rhyme with it. Then years from now, when the podcast is all said and done forever, I don't know, maybe, 20 years from now, on the last episode, I would take all those little rhymes, edit them together, and then have this ridiculously long rap. Now, most of you know, if you are been listening to the show, that I'm already struggling to continue coming up with rhyming words for host, so I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm aborting on this concept. No more rhyming going forward. It's just your host, Cole Lindbergh. But as a farewell, here are all the rhymes from this year, all in one succinct little clip. So enjoy these sweet little rhymes and farewell to them forever. Cole Lindbergh, your host with the most, from coast to coast. I like my jelly on toast. How about that pot roast? But I don't mean to boast. Boo! Look! A ghost! Ooh! That smells gross. Corn syrup high fructose? Not feeling morose. Is that an office of the post? Straight from the upper northernmost. Possibly lactose. This subject engrossed. Step back, too close. Avengers versus Thanos. It's time to check my glucose. Always sounding braggadocio. Good friend of Ned Yost. Running up the flag post. Playing music with sweet notes. End of the year almost. What thou doest. Cooking a wiener roast. SNL's Colin Jost. Just got diagnosed. That was beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm sad, but I feel liberated. All right. Let's talk about the KC quiz, and there's no better place to start than how about we hit that theme song. Ah, yes, there it is. The single most popular / hated theme song of all time. So let's talk about the KC quiz. I've asked a lot of questions to a lot of people over the last year, and I'm always surprised by some of the answers, whether it's a silly question or not. And there have always been a few questions that spark a little bit more debate than others. Restaurant, barbecue, for sure. So today, it's going to be kind of a little bit of a round-robin KC quiz with some of the best answers from our guests this year, including Matt Keck, Ellen Goodrich, Ben Wendt and his incredible answer about barbecue, Lucas Fonensteel and Steve Richardson from KCOCR on there, Pop-Up Charlie makes an appearance, Jacob Polacco, Cam F. Awesome has a couple great answers, Sean Van Horn with the Google Challenge, Peyton Westfall and Darren Huffman, Patrick Poe and Lolo Loren, Anna Selly, Derek Troutwine, David Hayton, Stephen Taylor, Hank Weedle, Weedle? Yeah, it's still Weedle. Yeah, Annie Harrigan and Allison Lassiter. I've really enjoyed the Casey quiz this year. And remember, folks, you can always send your questions to our Twitter at Kansas City Pod. If you would like your question added to the Casey quiz, the Casey quiz is not going anywhere. Always trying to figure out a new way to get more answers about Kansas City and learn more things. I've learned more through the Casey quiz this year about my city than I could have ever imagined. There are places that people have gone that I've never been to. There are things that people bring up that I've never been to that I want to go to. So enjoy some of this year's best moments from the Casey quiz. All right, here we go. We're going to start off. I'm going to start off a little weird here today. I want to know your favorite Kansas City hangout. Where do you like to go here in the city to just hang out, put up your feet? What do you got?
Gambal's.
Gambals?
Gambal's in Westport.
Yeah.
It's the only like bar I'll go to.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't go out too often.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no cover. I boycott covers.
Okay.
If their place charges a cover, I'm not getting in. Not to throw anyone on the bus, but went to Off Key for the first time like a year ago.
Yeah.
And we're with I was with like 20 people, and they were like, "Oh, $5 cover." I'm like, "It's a Sunday evening."
Yeah.
And
here's 20 people.
yeah, not doing this. And I argued with the guy, and the person behind me was like, "You know what? Stop being that dude, Cam. I'll pay first." I was like, "No, don't pay for it because now I got to go buy you a drink."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to indirectly pay for
So
this.
you don't want to go to a place that has a cover, no cover.
Yep. The guy let everyone in.
There you go.
And then he said I couldn't get in because I had on sweatpants. The chick in front of me had on yoga pants. The only difference is mine's had pockets. That's the only difference. So, yeah. Gamble's, there's no cover, ever.
Got it. Your favorite restaurant that's not barbecue?
Well, as a vegan.
So I obviously...
barbecue's not.
Barbecue's off the table. Okay, so but what's your favorite vegan restaurant? How about that? Is there a vegan restaurant?
There's only one vegan restaurant. It's food. It recently closed down, I believe.
Oh.
But if I was going somewhere, like, to eat, my favorite place,
Yeah.
Gamble's. They've named a burrito after me.
They have?
The Camarito.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could go to Gamble's right now and get the Camarillo.
Yes.
What else in the Camarillo?
They let me choose. I was like,
Oh, really?
I want sweet potato fries.
Okay.
Rice, black beans. I'm not a big fan of guac in food, but I put guac in there because I cater to the people.
That's
I
right.
pander to the people.
You make sure the people know
I am the people.
you are one with the people.
I asked for mine without guac, and they know not to make it with guac.
Perfect.
But, yeah.
Your favorite local event? Like, what's your favorite event here in Kansas City? I mean, there's more stuff coming up. You know, the Boulevardia happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, middle of the Map Fest is pretty cool. I think my favorite thing though is it's First Fridays, man. Consistently, like
They were a blast.
Yeah, I love the art thing in the Crossroads at night, but I also love like going down to the West Bottoms and doing the antique sales in those old buildings.
And
like,
West Bottoms is growing. Like, there's more and more stuff down there all the time.
Yeah,
it seems like.
and I feel
it's
like
not just haunted houses anymore.
Right. I feel like back in the day, it was like, I'm going to go to Edge of Hell and the Beast. And man, while I'm standing in line, I'm going to be scared for my life. But
but instead, I'm going to go antiquing.
Yeah, it's like now I'm going to go eat at artisan food trucks.
I remember I was in the Beast.
Yeah.
When there was the guy outside. When I was younger, I was in the Beast, right almost to the slide when there was the shooting outside.
Exactly.
I was there, and I was in the Beast, and so we're all standing around, and the alarm starts going off. It's like, and I'm just like, is this part of the deal? Like, what's going on? And I was with a couple of high school friends, and then I was also with my dad.
Yeah.
Because my dad went, because, we're in the West Bottoms,
Right.
but also just because, like, my younger brother was there and everything, and the alarm starts going off, and then these people in front of us are just freaking out because they're like, is this real? Is this going on? And so then one of the character guys in the makeup walks out from the behind the wall,
Like, breaks kayfabe.
and he's wearing all white face paint. He's got a little bit of blood coming down his mouth. And he goes, if there is a problem, the lights will come on. And right as he said that, clunk, the lights come on. And so he's like, and so he kind of looks around like, oh, I did not expect that to happen. And he starts pointing toward the exit, and we're going down the exit, and all of a sudden you just hear, you hear a helicopter. And so we get down in, because it's that fire escape on the outside, and the helicopter lights going back and forth across the black plastic.
Oh, man.
And so we get down on the ground, and there's like 5 cops there, all with guns drawn. Get down, run. And we're like, what the fuck? And have no idea what's going on. Run to the car, and, you know, everyone's crying and stuff. And I'm just like, I didn't get to go down the damn slide.
Yelp review: 5 out of 5. Most realistic, scary experience of my life. Loses half a point because I didn't get the slide.
I didn't get the slide. What does Kansas City need? This is a top. We're coming out of the gate strong.
What does Kansas City need?
What does Kansas City need? You just went. You visited all those cities.
Yeah.
You went all over the country. You saw all these wonderful things. If you had to take some, we already established mountains. No way on the mountains.
No, we're fine without.
We're fine
I mean,
without the
mountains are good.
Mountains are
but
cool.
You don't want to get desensitized to the mountains.
That's true. You know, when you see the mountains, you got to be like, oh.
Maybe a small mountain.
One small mountain.
Not a volcano.
Not a volcano, just
regular
in the middle.
mountain.
Where would we put it? We would put it in, what, Independence? I don't know. You can go
Replace
to these
Independence.
You could go to the small Independence Mountain. Favorite restaurant that is not barbecue. Favorite Kansas City restaurant that is not barbecue. Here we go. They're thinking about it. Go.
No, I mean, I could give you a million. I actually work in the restaurant industry. So the question is, to me, it's not always that simple.
Okay.
Because you can go almost any avenue with the direction that you like to go.
Give me a couple. I don't care.
I mean, one of my favorite, it's called Twisted Fresh. If you're in for a lunch, they have some of the best mahi tacos ever. It's incredible. It's got a nice little kick. Tastes really good. I mean, you can't go wrong. So that's my go-to. I eat there several times a week. So
very nice.
Yep.
Okay, Lucas, what you got?
All right, so I got a couple real quick, and my family and I, we do enjoy eating out every now and then. So these are some
Chuck E.
fun
Cheese,
places.
your big Chuck E. Cheese fan?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime I can get a competition in with the wife and kids, we're on it.
There you go.
So Garozzo's is a very popular choice of our family. It's actually the place my daughter goes for her birthday every year.
Very nice.
Stroud's,
Ooh.
even though not the
You were the first one that
healthiest,
said Stroud's on the show.
most nutritious location.
Yeah.
It is just, as you guys know,
Yes.
I'm sure everybody hopefully agrees on this show
Yes.
that it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And then what about Fritz's?
Fritz? Oh,
You
yeah.
know, a little down home railroad hamburger for you and the family. So can't go wrong there.
Your favorite place to see live music?
Oh, someone asked me this recently. I really like the Midland,
Okay.
both to go as an attendee and as a photographer.
Okay.
They've got great acoustics. It's a beautiful old building, like right in the heart of downtown. They bring some like really, really good
Yeah, they
artists.
bring some and comedians.
And comedians too. I used to really love the Tank Room
Okay.
before it became the Black Dolphin. Which I just like can't. That's the first time I've said those words out loud, it's different. I mean, it's
a tough one.
it's for contemporary jazz now, so it's got a different vibe altogether. But
Yeah.
the Tank Room was a really good like place to see those up and coming touring bands.
Right. Let's see here. I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to
Okay.
ask it anyway. Favorite local band?
Oh, do you assume that I'm going to say Rachel Mallon and the Wild
I
Type?
am assuming that, yes.
I am pretty fond of Rachel Mallon and the Wild Type, as well as
I was right.
as well as Janky,
Okay.
which Rachel is also in.
Okay.
And then this band called Mess. Those are some buds of mine.
Okay.
Smokey James and the Avalanche. I know you said one, but there are like just so many good
No.
bands.
You can
in
have as
Kansas
many as
City.
you want. I mean, you know, it's...
Well, you don't want to say that because I'll just go through we'll have
We'll
45
be
minutes of me
here
just
all day,
talking about
right?
local bands. Yeah.
No specific way to how you want to rank this, but you got to put the following 3 in order. Chiefs, Royals, Sporting.
Okay, well, I know mine. Mine's Chiefs Sporting Royals.
Okay.
But
okay.
I've been a Chiefs fan forever. I've got season tickets, so I'm out there.
Okay.
If you ever see the crazy guy that's out there at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning before a game, that's me.
That's Steve.
Yes, that's me.
All right, mine's pretty easy as well. It actually goes Royals, Sporting, Chiefs.
Okay.
So I played baseball my whole life, played at K-State, so I've been a huge baseball fan. Really enjoy the Royals, and we're really getting into soccer. My daughter loves soccer, so we've really started getting into sporting. And just to see the support that Kansas City gives them is amazing.
The Kansas City fans are like the craziest fans. Thick and thin, they always stick with it.
You know, it's amazing how awesome our fans are. It's pretty cool to see people in town during seasons, especially obviously when we're winning.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Favorite place to hang out?
I would say the Screenland Armor.
Okay.
I love the Screenland Armor.
And how does it feel like watching one of your films? Have you gone and seen like one of your films actually at Screenland Armor?
Yeah, I mean, how
does it feel?
It's terrifying. I usually, what I'll do is, because they have arcade games, I will play those while the movies play. Or
you don't want to sit there and watch?
Well, I can, it's funny because, I can do it if it's a short film, because I make a lot of short films, too. I've actually got a new one that's on the festival circuit, and that played at the Screenland Armor a few weeks ago, and I could actually watch it. I have to stand in the corner of watch the reactions and stuff like that. And but there's always that fear when you're making a movie that's 90 minutes, and you sit there for 90 minutes hoping nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like the audio gets out of sync, or
I can't even think of the last time I went to a movie theater and something bad happened.
Right.
Like the audio went out of sync or it went dead or something like that.
Right.
But I can imagine if you're sitting there, if you were the one
that put it on a Blu-ray or gave them the file or whatever, you're the one. You're like, if something goes wrong,
that's an extra level of anxiety.
It's entirely your fault. Or you sit there. The worst part is you sit there and you go, man, I should have changed that. No, I didn't have time to change that. I should have done that better. So it is kind of hard to watch your movies in front of a large group of people.
Your favorite place to see live music in town?
Well, I think that the coolest thing that Kansas City probably has, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Green Lady Lounge.
Yeah?
Yeah. I need to go there a whole lot more than I do, because you have live jazz, I think, almost every night.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, there's no cover. You can just go in.
It's been a while since I can't remember.
Yeah, it's been a little bit for me too, but anytime somebody is in town from elsewhere,
right,
I tell them to go to Green Lady Lounge.
That's the place.
Yeah, because, that's part of the Kansas City legacy is jazz music.
Right.
And so it's amazing that we still have that available to us here, and I think probably not as many people take advantage of it as they should, but that's fine, to each their own. But I think that is pretty cool.
It's gonna boggle your mind.
Okay.
I'm hyping it up here.
I'm hyped.
But it really is.
Oh, okay.
Sharks.
Uh-huh.
Are they dinosaurs?
I probably. They certainly were shark-like dinosaurs. So
No. I'm talking about sharks now.
Are they still dinosaurs?
Yeah. And no one's saying it.
They've
been around for years. And years
I would be open to a scientific paper on the subject. Okay. I would be open to a peer-reviewed paper. I feel like I'm not informed enough to know for sure if they're dinosaurs. I run from them. They have big, sharp teeth.
Wait, ground shark, land sharks?
Yeah. Okay. I swim from them. I don't even get in the water if there could be a shark. I'm not in that water.
You're not in that water.
Nope. No thanks.
But no, you're not coming down hard whether or not you think they are.
I'm up in the air. I don't know. I don't have all the info I need.
Let's say you have some friends coming into town, and they say to you, Annie, what do we need to go do here in Kansas City? What is our list of things that we have to go do while we're in town? Map out our trip for Kansas City. Give it to me. Where do they got to go do?
That's
what
a great
can they miss
question.
out on?
The first thing that comes to mind is to go to ABC Cafe.
Okay.
Have you been there?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty close to Black Dog.
Yeah.
I would say go to ABC Cafe. I would say, I would hope these friends are inviting you along for their adventures.
They are.
Because they're nice, but also because ABC Cafe is dim sum and it lends itself to sharing. Pine and Bamboo Garden on Shawnee Mission Parkway also has dim sum on the weekends. And if you haven't gone to like a dim sum service, I hadn't gone until maybe about a year ago. They'll wheel around different carts, and a lot of different nice servers will show you the different things that they're offering you, and At the end of your
Sounds
meal,
delicious.
they'll come and they'll count up the dishes that you've tried and eaten, and then there you go. ABC Cafe is pretty small, but yeah, if you're sitting at a table with a bunch of people and there's a Lazy Susan full of delicious Chinese dishes in the middle, you're living a good life.
Yeah.
Additionally, behind ABC Cafe is a little something called the KTV Cafe. Do you know what this is, Cole?
No.
Do you want to guess?
Wait,
It's KTV Cafe.
KTV Cafe. Well, I don't know. It's another cafe that has letters in it. We're going ABC, then KTV. So I'm imagining somewhere else down the street. It's like the JMO Cafe or so. Like, all the letters are filling in. Like,
You're
but these
a
are out of
goofball.
order. Okay, so what is it? I have no idea.
It's a karaoke lounge place.
Oh, that makes sense. Karaoke.
Yeah, and I've heard they have a really killer selection of.
What's your go-to karaoke song? Do you got a go-to?
I love karaoke so much.
Me too.
I am
I'm
thinking.
a champion karaokeer.
I bet we could kill it. I bet
Yeah.
we should hustle. Can we karaoke hustle people?
I don't know. Do they do that?
I don't know. Like, be like, oh no, I'm not. See, the thing I think is there's pool hustlers because you play games of pool to win money. I don't think anyone sings karaoke to win money.
Yeah.
But if they do,
That's just called a singing competition.
that's on TV. Okay. What was I going to say? My go-to.
Do you have one or two that you go to?
Yeah, of course.
have
I'm
a
trying to
couple.
think different situations. When I want to get up there and get off fast, I'll do a shorter one like Mambo Italiano by Rosemary Clooney.
Okay.
And if I really want to milk it, like I'll do Eternal Flame by the Bangles.
Okay. I have three.
I
Ready?
want you to lay them down.
Louie. That's if I want to go just kind of crazy and have a good time. Love Shack, because I have a really good B-52s impression.
Like Fred Schneider?
Yes, I can go Fred Schneider all the way, and you can really get people
I'd
excited
be the
about
Kate
that.
Pearson to your Fred Schneider sometime.
And then if I want to just get really weird, okay, I choose "Get Off My Cloud" by the Rolling Stones.
what, like Scream Hey You people?
Yeah, and then just full on, just like stick my lips out, like hey, yeah, like that.
Whoa, you guys didn't see. He gave us kind of a.
I did the whole
He
like
did the whole like chicken peck arm
the big Jagger
movement.
chicken peck. That's my 3 karaoke songs. Like, I don't think anytime I've done karaoke, probably in the last decade, it's been one of those 3 songs. Like, I do it once and I'm done for the night.
You pay your tab and you're gone.
Okay, so you go ABC Cafe, then we're going to KTV.
Yeah.
Then where are we going?
Gee.
Come on.
I
Your friends,
say-
they're looking at you right now. They're saying, Annie, where to
What
now?
are we gonna do? Okay, then we're gonna stroll around Loose Park.
Okay.
We're gonna have a stroll.
Oh.
We're gonna look at some dogs and ask to pet dogs.
Okay.
If we're feeling peckish, we'll bring a picnic basket and hope that Yogi don't steal it.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I don't know if you're into this, but maybe you could rate how attractive the runners are as they go by. That's up to you.
That sounds like an app idea.
If it's in season, I highly recommend going and trying to smell as many roses in the Memorial Rose Garden as you can at Loose Park, because some of them smell like fruit punch.
Ooh.
Some of them smell like buttercream cake. It shouldn't be real. It's not natural. No, it's beautiful.
All right, so
Yeah, so ABC Cafe, Loose Park.
Well, no, ABC, KTV.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna
Loose
say
Park.
you might want to end the night at KTV.
Okay, so yeah,
because it's
ABC, and
karaoke.
then-
Let's
that's
be
a
real.
good point. Okay, so now we've got like the middle section here, like we're leaning towards like dinner
I was going to
time
recommend
area.
another bar. So if
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
you have friends that like to really tie one on when they're in town, I was going to say make reservations at Manifesto. And if you have friends who really like fine dining, you should go to the Rieger before you go to Manifesto. So the Rieger is, I believe it's 19th and Main,
I think that's right.
and there's the big painting of a bottle. I believe
Yes.
it's just Rieger.
Yep.
Whiskey. So Rieger is Howard Hanna is their, I think it's executive chef, and he has just a rotating menu of different. I think it's, I don't know. I don't want to misuse the word farm to table, but I certainly think they have a really good connection with local farmers. And yeah, delicious food, period. They have a beautiful bar upstairs that looks very turn of the century and very pretty. But downstairs is a speakeasy style bar called Manifesto. You'll need to talk to the person at the stand. I don't know what.
Yeah.
And let them know that you'd like to go. And some nights are really booked. Other nights you can slip in. I think you can also reserve a spot online. But yeah, Manifesto is a cool experience. I've had some drinks there that I'd never really had before. When the right music is playing, when the right crowd is in there, when the right people are drinking the right things, it is one of the coolest places you can be. One night I went in and their music system was broken and they were playing Green Day off an iPod. And I wanted to run into the river and never come out.
Well, I'm glad you didn't run into the river. Your favorite place to hang out?
I actually, because I live in the suburbs, I like to hang out downtown. I like to go to, Up Down, Tapcade. Like, I like those arcade bars.
The arcade bar.
I do. And I really like to go to, like, obviously Uptown Arts Bar, anywhere that has an open mic. I like to
get
hang
a plug in there for them.
Yeah. But, like, if I'm going out, like, and I'm getting drunk, I'm usually doing it in the suburbs. There's a place in Blue Springs. It's a dance club. It's run by the guy who used to let me do the show in Green Valley. It's called Vertigo.
Oh.
We go to Vertigo in Blue Springs. It's this suburban nightclub dance place, and we get drunk because my buddy Paul lives like 5 blocks away, and we can just walk home from the place.
Is Vertigo based on the movie of the same name? Why is it called Vertigo?
It's not. I don't know for sure why it's called Vertigo. I'm guessing that they're just trying to compare the feeling of drunkenness to having vertigo.
Possible.
But
a lot of people falling down.
Right, but otherwise, maybe they just thought it was a cool name. It used to be called the Trouser Mouse. And it wasn't a dance club then, it was just a bar. And
If there was a place called the Trouser Mouse, I think it was a bar.
Right. I didn't know what it was at first.
You know, I'm trying to decide which name I like better, Trouser Mouse or Vertigo, and I almost like Trouser Mouse better.
I loved the name, and they had like this little mouse holding like a pool cue, like almost like they didn't realize it was a double entendre. Like they were just like, we're just calling it the Trouser Mouse because he's a mouse wearing trousers.
How do you present that? Like, you know what? I'm filing the paperwork, guys. We're changing the name of this place. It's called the Trouser Mouse.
And they're like, oh, thank God, you were gonna call it Dicks, and then when you were gonna call it Big Cocks, and I was like, no, something simpler, Trouser Mouse.
Your favorite barbecue? This is a hot topic one because there's a lot of
So I have this thing called Mount SmokeMore.
Mount SmokeMore,
which is
it sounds like a drug campaign.
Yeah. Hey, so man,
smoke more.
Go
man.
to the Fish concert and smoke more.
What the hell is Mount SmokeMore?
So Mount SmokeMore is my Mount Rushmore of Kansas City barbecue.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So how many people are Mount Rushmore? 7?
4.
No. Okay. What? I'm sorry. There's 4.
So
who is your George Washington?
So my George Washington is Oklahoma Joe's, who I believe are the first of the great generation of Kansas City barbecue. So like in this instance, I personally believe Arthur Bryantson Gates, while phenomenal, have been outdone. I believe that
hot take.
While they're still absolutely
hot take
wonderful,
going on right here.
I believe that as should always be the case in everything, I believe that the students have surpassed the masters. And I believe that Arthur Bryantson Gates would be the best barbecue restaurants in most cities in the entire world. I don't think they are in Kansas City anymore. So then my George Washington is in fact Oklahoma Joe's, who I think is the founding father of that movement. Next, Abraham Lincoln,
yep.
Who I would argue is
president.
Our 16th and greatest president.
Yes.
So then I therefore
love his hat.
Have to go with, this is a hot take, I believe the most underrated barbecue restaurant in the city, Char Bar.
Char Bar?
Char Bar. I think they have the best chicken, and it's not even close.
And as Abraham Lincoln did, please wax poetic and tell us why Char Bar.
So they have the best chicken. I believe that their pre-constructed sandwiches are, bar none, the best in the city. They have so many pre-constructed sandwiches. It has more of a fixed menu, and I think for that reason alone, it deserves more attention than it has. The tap list is phenomenal. Their tap list is specifically beers that pair well with barbecue, which is an underrated concept.
Yes.
And their sides are out of this world.
Okay.
So
move on. Who's your Clinton?
So then, Bill Clinton, as we all know, part of
Mount Rushmore.
So then, Andrew Jackson would be so a flawed individual who
this is you have really
I've really thought this out.
I am kind of amazed right now. I'm just going to sit back.
No. So a flawed individual. Wait, or is it Thomas Jefferson? Well, they're both flawed individuals.
They're both flawed.
They both owned slaves. So not to compare this.
Yep,
to,
you just lost it.
Just taking a hold. But so Danny Edwards is the bomb. They're only open for lunch. And so that's their flaw and I'm not telling them to change their business model. They rule. That's not at all me talking trash. They're amazing. But Danny Edwards are only available for lunch, and that always breaks my heart because every now and then I want to go there for dinner and it just doesn't work out right. But they're incredible. I think they have the best dollar to value in all of the Kansas City barbecue scene. And then Teddy Roosevelt, the most recent president on Mount Rushmore, a latecomer, but also, not to be underrated, but also one who exudes a certain degree of decadence. He likes to hunt bears and crazy stuff like that, is Q39, who I think they are the definitive steakhouse of barbecue, in my opinion. And so there you go. That's my Mount SmokeMore.
You have gone out on a limb. I'm going to award you 15 points.
Yes!
That is the highest score I have ever given. What is Kansas City missing? You've gotten to go around to all these cities. You've gotten to see all these different places. I'm sure there are some things in some cities that you've seen and be like, wow, Kansas City needs that. What is Kansas City missing? What does it need?
Diversity.
Okay.
I think that's a thing. I've lived in different parts of town, and they're all so segregated. And a thing, there's so much enthusiasm for Kansas City right now, and like a kind of micro-nationalism for our city that came in part from the Royals, but it was even happening before then. And it's like about progress, and it's about baseball. But I think that the city that I want to live in and be excited about has people from different cultures and backgrounds living together, rather than like having pockets of this kind of person in this neighborhood and this kind of person in that neighborhood. That's what I hope for.
Favorite restaurant that's not barbecue?
I spent 20 years in the restaurant industry, and was a restaurant blogger, and
you wrote a book.
Yeah, before I got into this.
Okay.
So
you can say up
there
down.
are more there are more politics involved in my answer to this question than I can even imagine.
If
so
you want to
I'm going to back up my answer and say the last restaurant that I worked at was the Majestic. And I think that the Majestic is the quintessential Kansas City experience. Built in 1911. It was built as Fitzpatrick Saloons during Prohibition. There was a speakeasy in the basement that is now the Live Jazz Club, where future jazz legends like Herman Mahari, Mark Lowry, Brom Winans became good friends of mine. I proposed to my fiance in the basement of the Majestic, and the top floor has the only private cigar and scotch club in Kansas City, which is a room that just reeks of masculinity and 50-year-old stale cigar smoke. Over 200 whiskeys behind the bar, and the best brunch in Kansas City.
Who would win in a real fight?
Oh, I like it.
Slugger, the mascot for the Royals.
Okay.
Or Casey Wolf?
I'm going to go with Slugger.
Okay. Now, break it down for me. Why are you going with Slugger?
You don't get a name like that being soft.
That's a valid point there. I'm worried that I'm more on the Wolf side. The Wolf side.
Okay.
Because I think he could be more vicious. He's always fun, humping the air, doing everything.
Yeah.
But I think he could get real vicious real quick. Slugger seems too happy for me.
It's always the ones that aren't showing their teeth.
Okay,
got something to do.
Now let's break it down further.
Okay.
The dude that plays Slugger versus the dude that plays Casey Wolf.
I think that Casey Wolf has a little bit more like fast moves that would whoop ass.
So if it's the mascots, just if you don't hear the pots and pans in the back, it's a restaurant. It's just a giant. Are they okay back there?
Maybe.
Okay. So no, if it's the mascots fighting,
right?
It's Slugger.
It's Slugger.
But if it's the dudes inside the mascots,
yeah,
it's Casey Wolf.
Yeah, he's just so mobile.
If you had to choose between Worlds of Fun, the zoo, or Schlitterbahn, where are you going?
That's tricky because we go to the zoo a lot and we try to go to Worlds of Fun
We
a
have
lot.
passes to both.
Yeah, we have
so-
passes to both. Schlitterbahn, I'm really not that impressed with. Sorry, Schlitterbahn.
Yeah.
But that's hard to say. Depends on the time of the year. I mean, if I want to go swimming, it's Worlds of Fun, Oceans of Fun. But we actually go to the zoo just to let's go
Walk
get some chicken
around.
fingers at the Penguin
Yeah,
Plaza.
Wait. No.
We
Hold
go
on.
up to the zoo just to get lunch, right?
You go to the zoo just to get lunch?
Yeah, to go watch the sea lion show and go watch the penguins.
Oh, the
I
sea
love
lions
fish
are my
tanks.
favorite.
I love fish tanks, and the penguin exhibit's a giant fish tank. So we're hungry. We're over by Meyer Boulevard. Let's just go swing into the zoo and grab some chicken fingers and watch the penguins for lunch.
What?
That's fun.
So that's one of our hangout spots. That answers both questions. There you go.
Fun.
That's okay. Whatever. No,
See,
you don't
we're
go to the
boys.
zoo for chicken or whatever. All right, I'm giving you 5 points for that because that's a one of a kind answer. If I've ever heard one. What's your favorite KC fountain?
On the plaza.
The Peeing Boy?
Yes. How did you know?
I had an idea. Can I have $5?
Well, if I have $5, sure.
Great, thank you. Let's see here. I got 2 questions left for you here on the KC quiz.
Okay.
Big one here. What's Kansas City missing?
Soup.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
This I was not expecting. What?
Kansas
Soup?
City does not have a 100% designated soup restaurant. There are places you can get good soup, but that is not their specialty. As far as I know.
Wait, hold on. Okay. You're blowing my mind here. I'm not a soup person.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not
That's
a soup
okay.
person, but there are places that
It's
are
not for everybody, but it actually is.
there are places that are just soup.
So, I used to live in Milwaukee.
Okay.
I went to college in Milwaukee, and I lived there about 10 years.
Okay.
And every part of town had a soup place.
Really? They like soup in Milwaukee.
Well, it's cold.
That's a good point.
But I will say it doesn't have to be cold to enjoy soup. I like soup all the time.
So what would be your perfect soup place? It's just a place that has all these different types of soup? Is it like a Chipotle for soups?
Funny you
what's
should
going on?
ask.
Okay, go ahead.
I have this idea.
Is this another finger in a pie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a finger in a pie. If anybody is interested in performing this, creating this idea,
Yeah.
come to me and I'll share all of my ideas for you.
Okay.
The place is called Soup Zon. And it's soup zon.
Okay.
Like soup's on,
I got it.
But the Zon
Yes.
is a futuristic soup making wizard.
Uh-huh.
So you get your soup going in the big cauldrons.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a weird, medieval kind of theme.
It's spacey.
Wizard. Oh, it's spacey.
It's a
okay.
futuristic wizard.
Okay.
So
I was thinking Merlin, but
yeah,
okay.
but it could be Merlin because Merlin exists over all
Merlin
time.
in space.
Yeah.
Okay. I think his name should be Sperlin. Like Soup Sperlin, Soup Merlin, Sperlin.
No, he's a soup Zon.
Okay, got it.
And there is actually a real life person that I've modeled the soup Zon after, and his name is Tom Kleinschmidt. Tom lives in Colorado now, but
Okay.
he lived in Kansas City for a short while.
So you're gonna hire Tom to come and ladle out the
Well,
soup
I
or
really
mix the giant vats?
hardcore tried to get Tom to start this restaurant.
This doesn't sound like a restaurant as much as a performance art piece. It
Well,
sounds like
any
you
good
walk in and there's all
listen.
these futuristic vats of soup.
Any good restaurant, any good establishment, period, has a strong theme.
Yeah.
And the theme is soup making wizards.
Okay.
So Tom has a really great
Spizzards.
long beard,
Uh-huh.
long hair.
Yeah.
He might not have long hair right now.
He'd have to wear like a hairnet.
No. Because he's in the back, up on a pedestal,
Yeah.
stirring the cauldron, but it's not really the soup you eat.
Okay, so that's the performance piece.
But
of it.
really, Tom is just the model for the logo, which I would like to design if anybody wants to make this restaurant.
Okay.
the character, another good thing that every great restaurant has is a spokes character.
Yeah.
You know, like Little Caesars.
Yeah.
You
Pizza,
name it.
pizza.
Yeah.
Super.
Soup's on.
Soup's on. So, okay. So I'm on board.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever eat there, but I would definitely check it out.
Well, next time you're in Milwaukee, go to a little place called Soup Brothers.
Okay. Let me guess.
This place will change your mind.
They are Wizard Brothers.
Yeah. They're Wizard Brothers.
Okay. And
I don't actually think there's brothers. There's just one guy running the place.
It's like Einstein Brothers.
Yeah. And he's a little bit like the Soup Nazi.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's not overly friendly.
You were the first person that's ever said Kansas City needs soup. I'm kind of blown away by that answer. 10 points. Do you have a favorite local event, or is Fringe Fest your favorite?
Fringe Festival, hands down.
So what's your pitch for folks for Fringe Fest?
Do you like watching plays? Do you like seeing visual art? Do you like seeing studio art? Do you like watching local movies? Check out the Fringe Festival. More than just plays as well, though. There's also burlesque performances. There are tribute performances of famous singers. Brother John does a great Sam Cooke show. There's a lot of really neat things happening at the Fringe Festival. It's 10 days of art.
No.
There's something for everybody. There truly is. I could pick someone out of Lathrop, Missouri, and drag them to the Fringe Festival and say, hey, what do you want to see? All right, we'll go see that. I guarantee you. And not only that, it pulls in artists from all over the country. We met a guy who did a show this past Fringe Festival called And Then There Were None.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There Will Be No... I forget the name of the show. Sorry. But his name is Willie Carlisle, and he did one-man show about the death of a folk singer.
Wow.
Played like 5 or 6 different instruments, and it was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life.
So there's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody. And there's acts from all over the country.
This is a question that we actually got from our Twitter account.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Okay. Are boneless wings just chicken nuggets?
No. No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
Clarify.
Because traditionally, chicken nuggets are more like what you get at like McDonald's, or if you like buy them in the freezer section, they're more of like an amalgamous paste.
So they're more breaded, like the breaded chicken nugget versus. You were the first person that said no to this.
Boneless wings are more like tiny chicken tenders. Like they're chicken tender bites more than chicken nuggets.
Okay. Lolo,
that's
thoughts?
my opinion.
I think I could agree with that.
Lolo doesn't know. She started eating meat like 2 years ago.
I'm a recently converted vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian anymore, so I'm still like learning about meat. So
so you're getting back into it.
Yes.
So like you became why?
I grew up vegetarian.
Okay. So you have like lapses. So what's the best concert you ever seen in KC?
Best concert?
Yeah.
Most definitely 21 Pilots.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, dude.
You a 21 Pilots fan?
I love 21 Pilots. Actually,
I just lost all respect.
You know what? Because I want my points back, I'm going to go with Kiss.
You know what? I think you just lost points.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, shit, I lose.
You went from like, I don't even want to think about it. Man, 21 Pilots.
Oh, dude, I used to get kicked out of class in like 2nd grade.
I'm so stressed out.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me it's not a banger.
I'm so stressed out. All right, here we go. I'm going to only reward you a point for that question because I'm just so... Ugh. You got a favorite bar?
Mockingbird Lounge.
Okay.
The Mockingbird Lounge on Orchard Street in Strawberry Hill, Kansas City, Kansas, has the best view in the city. Like, they just got a great back porch. It's a really low-key, nice vibe. They do a lot of comedy there.
Yeah.
A lot of weird events. They do Morty's and 40s on Sundays. And so they get 40 ounces of beers, and they sell those, and then they have Rick and Morty on the TV.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a fun bar.
Oh, no, Morty. All right. That's my Rick and Morty impression.
Dude, you really got to get out there. You really got to.
Morty, I don't know what we're going to do.
Justin Roiland would be so impressed.
All right, here we go. Your next one. If you're going to the bar, let's say you're going to Mockingbird, right? You got a favorite local brew you're going to drink? No? You kind of winced a little bit.
Yeah, I winced because, like, immediately I want to say Boulevard, but it's not Boulevard. Their wheat sucks.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it
hot
really?
take. Oh, yeah.
I feel like anybody I know hates Boulevard wheat.
Really?
It's such a boring beer. It's like nothing. I don't know, man. I'm going to get preachy about it, but like it's just for how that was talked up to me.
Oh, okay. So it was like you had like hyped it up in your mind, and then when you had it, you were let down.
I like hops. I think I like hops. I like darker or even like a Belgian, like Blue Moons. I like Blue Moon more than I like